Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So maybe you're coming to Las Vegas for a little vacation with the girls or the guys, and you're also thinking about looking at some real estate while you're here because you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas. That's awesome. That's amazing. I'm sure you're going to have an amazing time here in Las Vegas. However, there are some special things to consider when we're talking about being safe here in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a big city, lots of tourists, lots of gambling, drinking, marijuana use. I mean, it's crazy out here, guys. It's an amazing city, and it can be a very safe city as long as you're looking out for yourself and the people in your group. So today, we're going to talk about a bunch of tips and tactics on how you can stay safe here in Las Vegas, whether you're vacationing here, whether you're looking for homes here, or whether you're doing both. So make sure you stay tuned, guys, because we got a lot of great stuff for you here today. And I really hope you enjoy this video. With that, let me just say, if you don't know me, guys, my name's Tom Radacci. I help people move to Las Vegas, but more importantly, I talk about what it's really like to live here. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure you subscribe. Please like this video if you get some value from it, and make sure you smash that notification bell so you get notified every single time I put out a new video. With that, guys, let's jump right in to the first way you can stay safe here in Las Vegas. And I think I have about 16 of these tips, and I got some notes down below, so you're probably going to see me looking down. But here we go. That first one is going to be, if you're looking for a house here in Las Vegas, maybe you have one under contract already, do not go to home inspections or plumbing inspections, any kind of inspection on that house you want to buy. Do not go to those inspections alone. Now, I say this because there are a lot of different home inspection companies, plumbing companies, electrical companies, all sorts of companies that are residential and that come out to your home. Some of these companies are really small. They might only employ 1 or 2 people, and other companies are huge. The important thing to notice is that some of these companies, they can miss things on a background check or something else, and you always need to be weary that who you are in the house with, because you don't know them. They're just an inspector. 99% of the time, they're going to be great people. They're going to be great girls, great guys, and they're really going to help you out. They're going to be there for the inspection. They're going to be for you. But sometimes you hear these horror stories where the person doing the inspection has a different motive, and there was someone else with them and they were there on their own, and it didn't end up so well for them. So if you're going to an inspection, take your realtor, take a different real estate agent, just take somebody you trust, maybe a friend, someone to go with you. Make sure you're being safe, watch each other's back. More than likely everything will be fine, but it never hurts to be careful. That second tip we're going to talk about is make sure you research your realtor and anyone else you use during the real estate process. Research them. Chances are you're going to be spending a lot of time with your real estate agent or whoever your trusted real estate advisor is. So make sure you know who you're working with. Make sure you trust them. Make sure you get along with them. Look at the bad reviews. Look at the good reviews. Just try to get the best picture of this person possible. Social media is a great way to do this, just so you know who you're dealing with, and you know that you can feel safe with that person and safe conducting business with that person as well, because it's not all about personal physical safety. It's all about also about financial safety, because buying a house is a huge commitment, and it's a big deal. It's one of the largest financial considerations or financial purchases, whatever you want to say, financial anythings that any person is ever going to do in their whole life. So it's really important that not only can you trust the realtor on a physical basis, but also on a financial basis. With that, guys, the third tip is going to be, don't go to open houses alone. And most of the time this isn't a big deal, because usually there's a realtor or two there, and while you're in the house, everything's pretty safe. But you don't know who's watching that open house, who's sitting in their car waiting to see who comes in and out, or when they come in and out. So if you're going to go to an open house, take a friend, take a significant other, take someone with you, someone to watch your back, and it's also someone to give you another opinion on the home, because if you are looking to buy, another opinion that you trust is never going to hurt. All right, guys, that fourth tip is going to be research crime in any area that you're going to be vacationing in, or any kind of area that you want to buy a home in. So this kind of doubles as a vacation tip if you're vacationing here in Las Vegas, and as a tip for buying home. No matter what area you're buying or vacationing in, if you're not familiar with Las Vegas, make sure you go to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's website, lvmpd.com, and do some research about crime. They have some crime mapping stuff there. You can Google Las Vegas crime mapping. A bunch of different softwares are going to come up that you can use online for free. They're going to show you where and when crimes were reported, and then you can try to get somewhat of an accurate picture of of the neighborhood and how much crime you can tolerate, that sort of thing. I will say, guys, these maps make it too easy to view the entire city as like a crime-ridden wasteland. And this goes for pretty much every city. I've done this in other cities, and the maps essentially look the same. It looks like there's crime everywhere, and it's constant, and that's just not the case. The best way to do this is to, do the crime mapping software, but then also take a drive through some of these areas if you can when you're here, at night, during the day, different days of the week, and that'll give you a really accurate picture, or as accurate as you can get without living there at least, of the crime and the area and who's out at what time of day, all that sort of stuff. So make sure you do that. That's a little bit harder to do if you're vacationing, but just stay on top of it, keep your eyes open, and be aware of what's going on in the areas that you're planning on vacationing in. Next is going to be, don't tell strangers who you came with or how many people are in your party, especially if you came here alone. So that's really important because, if you're at the casino, you're walking around the strip, you get talking to some people, or you get talking to a group of people, and maybe they find out, oh, you're in the Mirage and you're alone. Well, that sets you up for a really bad situation, because now, they know your hotel, they know you're not there with anyone, so they know that, you're an easy target, you're easy to take advantage of, you don't have anyone watching your back. So make sure you don't tell people where you're staying unless you absolutely have to, and especially don't tell them how many people you're with, again, unless you absolutely have to. And if you're not comfortable in a situation, guys, you can always lie, make it up an excuse, get out of the situation, and then hopefully it was a good lie so the people don't think you're an easy target, and then they'll leave you alone. Next tip is going to be extra vigilant if you win money. So this is a big vacation one. You hear stories about people hitting it big and then getting mugged in the parking lot or getting followed home because they know that you have the cash, you have the chips. So if you do, win big in Las Vegas, first off, congratulations, but make sure you go talk to security immediately. Get someone to walk to your car. Maybe call a trusted friend to meet you at your house or to come to the casino and then follow you home, just to make sure that no one's tailing you and that you're not alone with all that cash, because definitely there's some criminals out there who are going to see you as an easy target if you're alone and you're loaded to the brim on cash from the casino. Before we go on to the next tip, guys, I just want to ask you if you have any tips about staying safe in here in Las Vegas, whether you're buying a home or whether you're just vacationing here. Go down and throw them in the comment section. I would love to hear what you guys have to think about being safe here in Las Vegas. Next tip we're going to talk about is homelessness. So the homelessness crisis in Las Vegas is not as bad as in other cities, but definitely down near the Strip or some areas near Fremont Street, you're definitely going to find some homeless people. So, I got nothing against homeless people, but sometimes, maybe they're intoxicated, like a lot of other Las Vegans are, intoxicated, but just, make sure you're being safe. Pay attention to the people that you see all around you on the street, whether they're homeless, whether they're other tourists. It really doesn't matter, guys. Just be aware of the people, be aware of what they're doing, what they're holding, all that sort of stuff. If they're talking to themselves or, whatever they're doing, guys, just be aware of where you are, who's around you, so that you don't get accidentally cornered or you don't wander into a neighborhood or down a street that you really shouldn't be on. This next tip is really important, guys. If you have to be alone, say you came with a group, but you absolutely have to leave the group, or maybe you came alone just because you wanted to come to Las Vegas alone, nothing against that. Make sure that you stick to the most touristy areas possible. The more other tourists around you who are just enjoying themselves and having a good time, the more security personnel you have around you, the more well lit the area, the better. That is going to make sure that you're as safe as possible. If you start going wandering off down Fremont Street, maybe you had a couple of drinks and you're on your own, or you get lost because you're on your own and now you're wandering into a place that you really shouldn't be, that's how people get in trouble, by going where they shouldn't be and going alone. So make sure you stick to the most touristy areas, so all the services are going to be available to you, all the security officers and security personnel, hotel personnel, casino personnel, all these people are going to be available to you and to help you keep you safe. Plus you have all the additional tourists around you, so if something were to go wrong, there's other people there to help call 911 or do any other number of other things in case something happens, guys. So make sure you follow that tip. If you have to be alone, stay to touristy areas or areas with a lot of people that are relatively trustworthy. Next tip, guys, is going to be plan ahead. Maybe you've heard the saying, plan the work the plan. Well, that essentially is exactly what I'm talking about. If you're vacationing here, if you're looking at homes here, a bunch of different homes, a bunch of different open houses, make sure you come up with a plan. Give it to somebody, especially give it to all the people in your group, but give it to somebody else maybe who didn't come with you so that they know when you're supposed to check in, where you're supposed to be at a certain time, and all that sort of stuff. And then besides that, guys, once you make a plan, make sure you stick to it. I see a lot of people come up with plans, and this is even outside of the context of real estate. Come up with plans, but then during, the first 25 seconds of the plan, they decide to do something else. Well, all that time you spent planning, all that time you spent considering your security and that sort of stuff, the efficiency of the plan, that has all been wasted because you just decided to throw the plan away. So don't throw the plan away. You came up with a plan for a reason. Stick to the plan, and if you absolutely have to change the plan, make sure everybody understands the new plan, and whoever is your safety net, your person who's not there, who knows where you're supposed to be, knows how to reach you, all that sort of stuff, make sure they know the plan has changed, so that they can call, text, and keep in touch with you as necessary. All right, guys, here's a really quick and easy one, and that's going to be do not walk to your car alone. So this is especially true at night, but even during the day, sometimes in these casinos, you're going to have a really long walk to your vehicle through some parking garages or through some ground level parking lots, something like that. At night especially, guys, it's just because Las Vegas has so many lights doesn't mean the whole city is well lit constantly. So you don't want to be doing this in the dark, but even during the day, try to get a security officer or hotel personnel to walk you to your car, just so you can be as safe as possible, so no one tries to ambush you, your vehicle or anything like that. They might think you're loaded because you just came out of the casino, or any other thing. They could think that they want to wish harm on you for any other reason. So just be careful in that sense. Get somebody to walk to your car and you won't have to worry about it. That next tip we're going to talk about, That next tip we're going to talk about is watch your drinks. So I've heard people talk before about how Las Vegas bartenders or bartenders in general are trained to spot people trying to put things in your drink. And that might be true, but if you're in a big club, if you're in a busy casino, I guarantee you that bartender does not have the time or the attention span to watch every single drink they make go out with servers or sitting on the bar or anything like that. So do yourself a favor, especially if you have a group of people. Everybody needs to be watching everybody else's drink when their back's turned. Make sure nobody slips anything into your drink. And more importantly, here's another tip, guys. Don't accept drinks from anyone who isn't a server or a friend or the bartender, okay? Because you never know who might put something in your drink. This applies to guys as well. Guys have been roofied, guys have been taken advantage of. They'll drug you, get into your hotel room, take all your stuff, and tie you up and leave you there. This has happened, so you got to be careful, and of course worse things can happen too. So keep track of your drink. Don't just accept drinks from random strangers, and just be safe. Watch everybody's drink. Pay attention. Another tip or thing that people do that drives me absolutely nuts: minimize the stuff that you bring. If you are going down to the strip and you have a small purse that just has your phone, your wallet, a little bit of cash, and that's it, and you can hold it tight to your body, that's great. That means more than likely that purse is not going to be a target for thieves because it's held close to your body. They're not going to be able to get away from you. If they try to get it from you, it's going to cause a big scene, a big fight, a big fuss. But if you go down to the strip and you have a big Victoria's Secret satchel hanging down with a ton of stuff, and you got a backpack, and then you have a separate drink, and maybe you're talking on your phone, you got your sunglasses, and you have a nice big hat. The more stuff you have, the more things you have to keep track of. And if you're keeping track of it, if you're using a part of your brain to keep track of things, your hat, your backpack, all your other stuff, then you're not paying attention to all of the other things that you brought, and you're certainly not paying attention to your surroundings and other people around you. And that's going to make you a target, and that's going to make your stuff a target, because people, if you have a lot of stuff, there's a good chance people are going to think that, oh, that thing she has is expensive. I wonder what I can get. If I steal that from her, I wonder I could sell it for. So make sure, number one, don't bring a lot of stuff. Number two, keep track of yourself. Keep track of your stuff. And number three, keep track of your surroundings so that you know where you are, where your stuff is, where other people are in relation to your stuff. If you do all those things, you'll be a lot safer. The next tip we're going to talk about is keep to well-lit areas. We kind of already talked about this. This is a little self-explanatory, but keep to well-lit areas, because if you're in a well-lit area, then more than likely less criminals are going to be trying to prey on you because they know that you can see their face. The cameras, if there are cameras, can see their face. Security personnel or other people in the area can see them. So stick to well-lit areas. That will definitely make you a lot safer. Next tip we're going to talk about, excuse me, always have a way to charge your phone. I've seen this time and time again, and I've fallen prey to it myself as a vacationer, as a tourist in Las Vegas and other cities, is your phone runs out of battery. You can't call for help. You can't call an Uber. You can't call anybody anywhere. And then you got to go scrounging around at the nearest hotel or asking people on the street if they have a charger, if they have batteries, or whatever the case may be. So guys, make sure you bring some kind of charger with you. I'm a big fan of those little battery packs you just put in your pocket or put in your purse that you can then just charge your phone with on the go. You don't have to plug it into a wall or anything like that. I'm a big fan of those. If you want to have a wall charger, that's fine too. There are so many casinos and restaurants around. A wall charger, stop in for a couple minutes, get a cheeseburger, you have something to drink, and give your phone some charge so you can make some calls and make sure you check in with everybody so they know you're safe. That's a great way to do it. Either way works. Just make sure you don't run out of cell phone battery, and then you'll never be in a bad situation where you can't contact someone. Next tip we're going to talk about, always know where you and your group mates are. This goes for vacationing, and this goes for seeing homes, because you could go to an open house or several open houses in a big neighborhood, and then people could start wandering off. Don't do that. Make sure you know where everybody is. There's that Find My Phone app. There's that Find My Friends app. I'm sure there's some other apps out there where you can broadcast your location to your friends. If you're in a group and you have to split up, or even if you're in a group and you're 99% sure everyone's going to stay together, it's a great idea if one or everyone is receiving signals from everyone else so that everyone can tell where everyone else is. That way, you're not going to be worried about where your group mates wander off to, how to find them, anything like that. So use those apps. I think some of them are even free, so you won't even have to pay for it, and you'll still be able to keep track of everyone. So I think that's a great idea. Plus, if you ever lose your phone with the Find My Phone app, which I have, and a gajillion other people have lost their phone too, then you can get someone else's phone, use that, or computer, use the app, and then find your phone, and you won't have to worry about it. That last one, guys, this is probably the most common thing that people screw up with, and this is probably the biggest tip on this list. Stay with your group. If you came with a group, stay with your group. There's really aren't that many reasons that you need to break up a perfectly balanced group. If somebody wants to go over here, go there, and then go here, and then it goes back to the planning situation too. You should be planning in a way that keeps everybody together. It's better for the vacation. It's easier to get into some clubs because you're bringing a group of people. Sometimes you can get a discount. Same thing for restaurants. Sometimes you can get a discount or get in, on a huge table that's not being used. It keeps everyone safer. It's more people to keep track of your stuff. It's more eyes on you and the surroundings. So guys, make sure you, stick to your group. Don't break up. Have a plan where everybody sticks to their group, and you'll all be a lot safer. So guys, today I was just talking about some tips. I really hope these tips helped you stay safe in Las Vegas, and also stay safe when you're trying to look at real estate in Las Vegas or Henderson, North Las Vegas, Summerlin. It really doesn't matter, guys. Vina, get out of here. Sorry, that was my cat. Make sure you guys just please follow these tips to stay safe as possible. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down in the comment section. If you have a safety tip about being in Las Vegas, drop that down in the comment section too. I asked about these earlier in the video, but I'd really love to know what else everyone else has out there about safety tips for staying safe in Las Vegas or any other city. And if you like the video, guys, please like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. And head over to my channel. I got plenty of other videos over there that's going to help you with real estate in Las Vegas, or a few other topics as well. With that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more content, and have a great day.